A 529 plan is an investment account where you can use that money to pay for qualifying education expenses, including college and now K through 12 expenses. Usually they're state-sponsored plans. They grow tax-free, and your withdrawals are tax-free when you pay for those education expenses. Now, armed with this info, here are the top 5 hacks we have for 529 plans. Hey guys, welcome back to the College Investor, Investing and Personal Finance for Millennials. Today we are talking about 529 plans, and these are investment accounts where you can contribute to pay for education expenses either for yourself, your child. You can open one up for a niece or nephew, your brother's best friend's baby's cousin. You can open a 529 plan for just about anybody and use that money to pay for education expenses. Okay, so our first hack is to take your state's tax deduction during the college years. So a lot of times you're like, well, this doesn't really apply to me because I need the money now. What you can do is during the college years, you can take that money and contribute towards your 529 plan and then immediately use that money to pay for tuition or expenses. So for example, if you're in grad school, you can open up a 529 plan for yourself, contribute up to that tax deduction, and this is going to be a little different for each state, so check with your state plan, and then immediately turn over and use that money for tuition, and then you can take that state tax deduction when you file your taxes. Now, this works really well if you haven't been saving for a 529 plan for years and years and years. This kind of happens within the moment. So our second hack is to contribute up to 5 years at once. So this is on the opposite side. So if you get an inheritance or you fall within a large lump sum of money, call me first, and then we can talk about putting that into your 529 plan, which is exactly what this hack is all about. So actually what you can do is you can take 5 years worth of your max contribution limit. Generally, this is around $14,000 per year per child, and you can contribute that large lump sum of money all at one time. You can let that sum grow and compound at a much higher rate. So for example, let's say that you live in Nebraska and you want to open a 529 plan for your son or daughter. So Nebraska has a state-sponsored plan through TD Ameritrade. So when I went onto TD Ameritrade's website for their 529 plans, it looks like it says here, you can contribute up to $15,000 per year per beneficiary. And then you can contribute as much as $75,000 in a single year. And that $75,000 counts towards a $15K gift and 4 annual gifts of $15K in future years. So you can really work this to your benefit if you have a large lump sum of money that you want to put towards that 529 plan, because you can do it all at once instead of just doing $15K each year. Your interest in your investment is going to grow a lot faster when you put that $75K in it up front. The third hack for 529 plans is you can change the beneficiary. So let's say you do open up that plan for your daughter and she ends up not going to college. You can change the beneficiary to another child who does plan on attending college. You can even do this for yourself by furthering your own education, even later on in life. Maybe you want to go to a tech school or go to culinary arts school because that's what you want to do when you retire. You can use that 529 plan and pay for those expenses to go to culinary art school. The fourth hack is to pick the 529 plan with the best features. This really is going to apply to people who live in states that don't offer state tax deductions for 529 plans. So if you live in California, Kentucky, New Jersey, there's a few of them on the list, so make sure that you check out if your state actually has a tax deduction. If not, you're just going to have to pick the best plan that fits your needs. So there are plenty of investment brokerage firms where you can open a 529 plan with, and make sure you understand the fees and what types of funds and investments that you can use to fuel your 529 plan. So I just so happen to live in California that doesn't, unfortunately, offer a state tax deduction. So I personally use Vanguard because I really enjoy index funds, and that's exactly what I can invest in with my 529 plan. And our fifth hack is that you can use your 529 plan to pay for private school expenses. We know private school is just an insane, ridiculous amount of money, but you can use that 529 plan and the money in it to use to pay for private school. This can really, really help, especially in the early years. If you can contribute, you can even contribute before your son or daughter is born, and then afterwards you can just change the beneficiary as we talked about. So you can really get a jump start on paying for private school from the get-go. This would be a great way to do that with the 529 plan. We all know education costs are just continuing to skyrocket, and a 529 plan helps alleviate that burden a little bit if you can get started early, even just with a couple $100 to get you going to help pay for those college expenses. And also it pays for K through 12 expenses now, which is great to hear because then you can start using that money a little bit earlier. Check to see if your state has a tax deduction for your 529 contributions, and make sure you understand the contribution limits. If you want more tips on how to start a 529 plan or just saving for college in general, be sure to check out thecollegeinvestor.com.